Now that the Paul Pogba deal has been done, there are question marks going around as to who is going to partner him in central midfield. Will it be Michael Carrick? Will it be Ander Herrera? Will it be Morgan Schneiderlin? Will it be, God forbid, Wayne Rooney? Now, some interesting quotes actually came out from Jose Mourinho before the Paul Pogba deal was actually finalised, hinting that it might be Michael Carrick. Here's what he had to say in an interview with BT Sport, as I said, before the Pogba deal was finalised. He said, "We have Michael Carrick, 34 or 35-year-old man, stable, intelligent, to play as one man in front of the defenders, to give us all the stability. He knows everything, he is tactically very intelligent. We have people like Schneiderlin, Herrera, who also play like that. They have the experience of the Premier League, but after that we have number 10s. Mata we have, Rooney, Mkhitaryan, players like that. We don't, or we didn't have, what I used to call the second midfield player. The one that is strong enough, is powerful enough, has defensive intensity but at the same time has creativity, has goals, has a rival into finishing areas, and he drives the midfield forward." That sounds like Pogba to me. And now we know that because Pogba has obviously signed, but does that mean that we're going to see Carrick sitting quite deep in a sort of maybe a sweeper role right in front of the defence, not moving much but breaking up play and passing the ball forward, alongside Paul Pogba in a midfield partnership where Pogba is a player to really bring it forward, to drive the ball forward between the midfield and the attack? Because as we saw against Galatasaray in our pre-season game, that was where our weakness was. Our weakness was in bridging the gap between midfield and attack. Rooney isn't doing it enough as a number 10 because he hasn't got the drive, hasn't got the energy and the pace of someone like Pogba. Let me know in the comments below who you think our perfect midfield partnership is, but it sounds like Mourinho is hinting that it could be Carrick. We're going to go into it in much more depth in looking at sort of Pogba's best position in the club, who's going to be best to complement him in midfield. But as an initial thoughts on it, let me know whether you think Carrick and Pogba is going to be United's best midfield partnership next year. And the next bit of news is on Adnan Januzaj. Now, The Independent is saying that he's closing in on a season-long loan to Sunderland and that he feels humiliated by Jose Mourinho. They're saying that Mourinho let Januzaj know that he was not in his first team plans and asked him to train with the reserves. And Januzaj didn't take to it very kindly at all. Said he thought he demanded more respect, having made around about 60 first-team appearances. And they're also saying that because he's such a stubborn young player, that he refused to get changed in the reserves dressing room, so he would come into Carrington wearing his training kit, and he also even got changed in the toilets one time to avoid it. Now, what do we make of all of this? Mourinho is not the first manager to question Januzaj's attitude. It happened at Belgium with Mark Wilmots. It happened at Borussia Dortmund with Thomas Tuchel. It happened at Man United under Louis van Gaal. Questions really have to be asked about Januzaj and whether he really enjoys playing football, because he seems like a player who has all the talent in the world but somebody who just doesn't have the application to make the most of it. Yes, he's had some tough times. He went on to Dortmund. He pushed for that move for Dortmund, and we all knew deep down inside our hearts that it wasn't going to work out for him, not with a team that had Kagawa, Royce, Aubameyang. They had such an abundance of talent, and Mkhitaryan, of course, that it was going to be very hard for Januzaj to get minutes, and so it proved. And he came back after a disappointing loan spell, was recalled by Van Gaal, and then not played at United either. His only real season of note that he's going to look back with real fond memories is the one under David Moyes. So a loan spell to Sunderland, I think, would actually be perfect for him. And I am really, really disappointed in terms of what's happened with Adnan Januzaj, because he came through as such a breakthrough talent. He was just head and shoulders above anybody at under 21's level. And it just hasn't worked out for him after that first breakthrough season under Moyes. Let me know your comments on this whole Januzaj situation, because we're only seeing it from one side of the coin. But his attitude, for me, doesn't feel completely correct. For a player who's 21, he would have every right to be frustrated about losing the number 11 shirt, but does he have any right to think he deserves it now? I mean, not really at the moment. I think Martial will be an excellent number 11. He obviously got his shirt taken away by Ibrahimovic, but the shirt numbers are shirt numbers. It's sort of irrelevant. Yes, at a club like Man United, some shirt numbers have real importance. But in terms of Januzaj, I'm not sure what his next step would be if he remained at Manchester United, because it's clear that Mourinho doesn't want him in his first team plans this year. So he needs to think about that loan spell away. And it needs to be a solid loan spell that he's going to get game time regularly in a strong league, which is why I think that Sunderland would work out for him. But let me know in the comments whether you think that is the right thing for him to do. And to finish off, as we brought you the news yesterday, Donald Love and Paddy McNair have both today completed their moves to Sunderland on a permanent deal. Fee in the region of $5.5 million for the pair. Last time Sunderland took a pair off us, it was Wes Brown and John O'Shea, and it worked out very, very well for them. And I wish them the best of luck. I think Love is a player who, I'm not sure he was ever going to break through at United. McNair, maybe. I'm interested to see how he develops, because Euro 2016 in Northern Ireland, he pushed himself into an Eric Dyer role in the middle, in defensive midfield, and he did very well there. But he's never really had that opportunity at United. He had some games where he had, at the very start when he was brought in by Van Gaal, he had a streak of games. And then he was dropped and he sort of disappeared, came in and out. And it's not really worked out for him since. I hope that he can go on and do what Michael Keane did. Now he's come back to Burnley as one of their best defenders after we let him go. Johnny Evans went on to be superb as well. I hope the best happens for McNair and Love, but I do think it's the right thing for United to let them go. That's it for today's update. Please drop a like on the video as always. So take it easy everyone, and we'll see you soon.